Rainy day. Rain, 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 rain. This guy done doing cardio. You guys can't tell I'm soaked. Look at my baby right there. Oh, my baby. Anyway, finna head home and discuss some stuff about this Dragon Ball Super shit. But before I get to that, let's see. Get in my car here. Before I get to that, oh, see, dropping phones and shit. There we go. It's for my crowd of people that's trying to lose weight. Let me put this up in here. It is pouring down rain. Like I said, you guys can't tell, like this soap, it is fucking soaked. I literally just came out the gym. It's fucking like my cap, like I'm fucking, you can't see it. You see that water I just wiped off my chin, like I'm fucking soaked. I don't even think they had the arrow on inside the gym. Like holy fucking shit, right? But listen, there's AC on my ass. Damn. But I want to talk about the importance of understanding that working out while fasted isn't going to equate to guaranteed weight loss. I hate when that shit. I'm sorry, guys. My phone was connected to my car, so it cut me off. So, working out fasted, right, on an empty stomach, only means that you are using stored glucose in your muscles, right, or in your liver. If you're fat, you know, all the extra weight that's on you, on your adipose tissue, your visceral fat, subcutaneous fat, right? That stuff is converted into usable energy by ketosis, right? The way the liver metabolizes fat and breaks it down and turns it into usable sugar, glucose in your bloodstream. You know, the glycogen stores that store your liver and in your muscles, right? Once you get done doing that, you have essentially created a deficit, right? Even though you can't go south of zero, the deficit that you created while working out, the body is resorting to fat that's on your body for usable energy. Okay, now eventually you're gonna have to eat, and this is where understanding the amount of calories that you need to sustain your weight, or if you're trying to lose weight, come in. Everybody has a set amount of calories that they eat throughout the day to either keep weight on, or to gain weight, or to lose weight. That is maintenance to maintain the weight, calorie surplus to gain the weight, calorie deficit to lose weight. So I give the example of a 200-pound person. I weigh 165, but I'm gonna give an easy example. 200-pound person, you times that by 10, and you get roughly 2,000 calories. All right, and that's what, you know, the FDA, World Health Organization, you know, all those companies, the FDA, Food Drug Administration, they recommend that a healthy diet is 2,000 calories. But that depends on the size of you and your activity output for the day and things of that nature there. For someone that might be 200 pounds all muscle, they can probably eat 2,300 calories, 24, and not gain weight. It depends on how hard they train that day and what the body can get away with, right? I just got done doing cardio, aerobic exercise. That means with oxygen. Anaerobic means ATP, stored energy in the muscles, right? I didn't see triphosphate, right? But that's another story for another day. Let's say you go into the gym, you're a 200-pound person, you went in there fasted, so it tells you on the watch you burned 1,000 calories, right? Even though you're still at zero. The calories that you burn is gonna be adjusted by the fat that the body consumed for energy during that workout, right? So let's say you burned 1,000, you didn't eat nothing that day, essentially you've been 1,000 calorie deficit for the whole day, which will lead to weight loss if you constantly was to do that for a set amount of days, right? Now, let's say you eat fast, you go train fasted, you know you're 200 pounds, so you know you got to eat somewhere around 2,000 calories, somewhere between 1,800 and 2,200 calories, give or take, you know, to maintain that weight. And you go home and you eat a total of 2,500, 2,600 calories. Well, you done wiped out all the hard work for that day. You're gonna net gain at least 2 to 3, in some cases maybe 400 calories on the positive side, right? And if you constantly do that, instead of you losing weight, you're going to gain weight. Now, I understand the body burn calories when you're resting. You know, you're going to do other activities around the house, but I'm just giving you that example. Now, let's say the other factors come into play. You do some activity when you get home. You are active and all that stuff. You're burning 300, 400, 500 more additional calories throughout the day around the house and other shit. Well, then they'll put you in a calorie deficit. Then that will assure over time, depending on how far the deficit is, that you will lose weight. All right. I always tell people that 100 calorie deficit, 300 calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. Okay, I'm sorry. You're not going to be so cautious to where, oh God, I hate when cameras think they're fast. You're not going to be so calculatory that you're going to try to stay in a 100 calorie deficit. That's virtually impossible to do. Once you get outside 300 calories in a deficit, that's when you will start to notice some weight loss. Very slow weight loss, especially if you have muscle and you don't want to jeopardize a lot of muscle, then you would notice weight loss after about a month or two of consistency. You should notice that, hey, I done lost 2 to 3 pounds over the last 2 to 3 months, right? It would be very, very, very slow driving that motherfucker. It would be very, 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 you know, calculatory, weight loss wise. Now, let's say you burn somewhere between 300 and 500 calories. Well, now if you got muscle and you stay in that type of deficit throughout the day into the night, and you have muscle, you will start to lose a little bit more muscle as well as fat. Anywhere between 500 to 700 calories of a deficit, you're going to lose about the same amount of muscle as you would fat at a rate, because that is a severe deficit when you have a lot of muscle. 700, anything more than 700, you're going to lose a lot of muscle with fat. All right, so you have to see what you want, and everything is reversed when you're trying to put on muscle and gain weight and not try to gain so much fat. The same principles apply. You will gain very, very little muscle in a 100 to 300 calorie surplus, right? From your maintenance level, and that's all dictated by your BMR, height to weight, all that. Okay. Once you get above 300 to 500 calories and you sit in that range and you stay in that type of surplus, then you will start to gain more muscle and not that much fat. And anything around 500 to 700 in a surplus, you're going to gain about the same amount of muscle as you would some fat. And anything up to 700, that's to me is a dirty bulk. Yes, you'll gain muscle, but you're going to gain a lot more fat. So everything corresponds with that. So when people say, well, I'm training fasting, you still gotta watch what you eat, and you still gotta do activity throughout the day. And if you're in there and you're thinking that lifting weights is going to help you lose weight very fast, you're going to build muscle. And what ultimately ends up happening is, yes, the scale might change when you first start, because muscle doesn't take up the same amount of area as fat. However, muscle is more denser than fat. Even though the same amount of calories that it takes to make muscle is smaller than fat, it weighs more than fat. So you'll start to maybe lose some weight starting out, then the scale's gonna stop. It's gonna stop. Why? Because you are also in the process of building muscle. Now, muscle is more metabolically active, okay? And what that means is you can get away with eating a little bit more calories because it's metabolically active tissue. You're gonna burn off more calories. That's why you can see someone that's ripped, 160 pounds, but can eat almost 1,900 to almost 2,000 calories every now and then, and that's a 400 calorie surplus. But that person probably won't gain a lot of weight. Why? Because he's active, and the little amount of activity that person's probably doing is probably burning off a little bit more calories because that muscle is metabolically more active. Their metabolism will be a little bit more higher doing activity and as well as resting, versus a fat person metabolism, believe it or not, might slow down a lot more at rest than a person that has muscle. And that is true because, let's face it, you're not doing a lot. You don't have that much active tissue on your frame, so your metabolism is going to be a little bit lower at rest, which means you're not going to burn the same amount of calories as someone that has a lot more muscle at rest. So the bottom line is, you can't harp on fasting. Now, fasting has its perks. Let's say you work out and then you have a set window that you eat in between noon and 6. And then you don't eat no more after 6 o'clock in the evening. That means you're fasting pretty much for up to 18 hours. So depending on what you eat during your eating window is also going to dictate if you're going to lose weight still, keep the same amount of weight, or gain weight. It's all about the calories. You have to understand the difference in the calories. The body doesn't understand the difference. But eating a bag of potato chips that might be 300 calories, just all carbs, versus eating a 300 calorie salad is 2 different things. A salad don't have a lot of carbohydrates in it, so therefore it's not gonna spike your blood sugar. Eating a bag of potato chips is simply gonna spike your blood sugar, therefore you're gonna get hungry again. There's a time and place for carbohydrates, and I'll discuss that in a later video, but I just had to point that out, man. All that, I train fasting as of right now. But when you have some carbs in your diet, let's say, well, everybody should have carbs in their diet. Protein should always stay high in the diet because that ensures muscle recovery. Also ensures the body's gonna function properly. But let's say, and I'll get off here after that, let's say I wanna go to the gym and I wanna get a very hard workout in. Well, I train fasting, so I know getting some caffeine in my system, either drinking coffee or zero sugar energy drinks, can help me overcome that plateau. But I probably wouldn't be as strong as I possibly could be if I would have ingested some carbohydrates that morning. So let's say I eat breakfast before I work out. I eat breakfast, and yes, it's oatmeal, so that's a good carb, slow burning carb. So you want to wait about an hour before you work out, but get some oatmeal in there, and then let's say I have my bacon, sausage, and eggs, and then I top it off with an energy drink. Well, when I go to the gym, because I got some type of carb in my system, and it's readily available via the bloodstream already in the form of glucose, I can push harder. I'm going to feel stronger versus the body using the stored glycogen that I have in my liver and my muscle tissue. So there's a time and place for carbohydrates. If I'm really trying to build a lot of muscle, then increasing the carbs that I'm ingesting would play dividends. It will pay dividends, and I will have to start eating before I work out because I'm increasing my carbohydrates intake. Therefore, I can push heavier weight, I can overcome plateaus, I can build more muscle. But I'm probably gonna start doing that after this. I got about 5 weeks in this training block. I do 10-week training blocks, then I take a 2-week deload after those training blocks. Then I probably will start eating breakfast again so I can start pushing more weight at the gym. So I just want to throw that out there, man. It's always a misunderstanding when I hear, oh, I'm training fasted, so I'm gonna lose a lot of weight. Now, if you're very obese and you train fasted, kudos to you. You're going to lose a lot of weight. And that's where you can get away. If you're eating 5,000 calories because you weigh like 500 pounds, you can get away with eating 3,000 calories and lose a substantial amount of weight starting off. So, you know, like I say, to each his own. Calories and what you need to sustain weight or lose weight or even gain weight is going to dictate every fucking thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm heading home to talk about some Dragon Ball shit. So it's been good, it's been a pleasure. It's a rainy day, as you can see. And yeah, man, I feel good. Just got done doing 30 minutes elliptical leg day today, so I feel awesome, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out, guys.